Still can't help but be addicted to this game, even years after I've been playing it. Let's grab our rewards quick here. Just stuff that's sitting around. Let's make sure that there's nothing sitting idle. Looks like I'm falling behind a little bit on my egg hatching. Alright. First, let's check if any events are open. Nothing. Alright. And we remember this one. We were getting bigger damage, but we were having trouble staying alive. We can't lead with PD. We'll take out Warlock and we'll throw in Golem. But let's make sure every one of these has a slowdown crest on them here. PD. We want to throw the slowdown, or the Berserk crest, just to give him that little extra boost. It's going to help him between those stuns that he's going to get. Let's see here. Trixie Trade has that, so she at least comes back to life, which is important. We'll leave her with that. Golem, you need some slowdown crests. Not too worried about you dying. And then, who else do we have? Cupid, slowdown, slowdown. You had slowdown, but you were just taken out. So let's take that off. Who needs it? Well, I'll tell you what. We'll put a slowdown crest set on her as well. Wait. Where did it go? There it is. Okay. Let's try that combo. See how that works out. We'll drop Harpy down first. See if we can draw the boss's aggro. And then we'll drop everybody down real fast and see if we can get away with that. Well, let's try it this way. Shoot. I don't think he was there soon enough. No, Petey's getting the frontline action, which means he keeps getting combed. But we do have Cupid in the mix, which means we're getting some higher damage than usual. Ish, if, you know, PD could ever stack here. Well, it looks like we're just basically going to have to let this one settle out to where it stands. Good morning, everybody from Stats Empire and the rest of the world out there. I'm Stats 102, and I'm having my morning coffee and playing my morning game. You get some big numbers every now and again when PD finally gets up a stack, but just looks like we can't get him to stick on it. We'll have to check our artifacts, make sure we got the right one on. But notice how we're lasting the whole 3 minutes. And that's just because of Trixie Treat. Her little pumpkins are such a low health that every time that low health issue comes up for these bosses, you just throw Trixie Treat in there and that axe will take them out first. And usually you can respawn him faster than he can kill him. Usually. As long as you get the timing right. You see how that's getting pretty close right there. But we've been going for a full 3 minutes, so it's about to catch up on the rotation. Okay, let's see what we got here. 50 million, which is actually, what, almost 5 times better than what we did yesterday. Which just goes to show you how much of a big difference Cupid and Druid have for damage in a game. If that doesn't tell you how much you need to invest in them, it should. Okay, so we're going to try that again. Only this time, we're going to make sure that we drop Golem out farther, and when we see him move for aggro, then we'll drop. I was hoping he was close enough last time, but he just wasn't. He wasn't there yet. So let's see if we can get his attention. How close do you need to be, honestly? And we forgot to check our artifact. That's alright. We'll take a look. I'm pretty sure he's on the right one. In which case, we'll average at least 100 million today for damage, which is a lot better than we were doing, so I can't complain too much. And that's just the simple difference of switching out a few guys in my team. You know, I just replaced, what, 1 hero. I took 1 hero out and put 1 hero in, and, well, yesterday we took Cupid and Druid and dropped them in there, and those 2 heroes just popped us from 13 million to 50 million. So it's going to take us a long time to get through these 3 minutes, though. I love the unique aspect of this game, which is why it becomes more interesting and less boring over the years, because even after years of playing, you're still trying to get the timing right. It's no matter what you do, the timing will never be perfect, but you can get close. Let's see here, we got some big marks there, 79,000. So we're actually getting some good shots in. If we had some huge damage makers like Michael or Skull Knight, I'm willing to bet we'd be putting some par shots on there, but for the most part, we kind of just decided to leave it out. Because if everybody had slowdown crests, I'm pretty sure we could get this guy in a lock. And if anybody's ever considering playing Castle Clash, fair warning, it is a pay competitive game for the actual higher end of it. When you're in the top, I'm going to say 100 to 300. See there, 49 million. So that'll do. But there's also free to play players, which, you know, isn't as much fun, but it's still pretty fun considering what kind of strategy is involved. Let's clear our quest board here quick. Normally I'd pop over and throw sprint crests on Ares to make sure he got to the other side of the field quicker, and I'd put the right artifact on him that increased his foot speed. But we're not really trying to get into first place with this. Once you get to about 1,000 in rank, you start facing paying players, and then it becomes a little bit more difficult. Like this guy, he's got a damage crew right here. He's got an Anubis ready to go, an Ares, and a Valentina all set up in the right distancing, which makes a huge difference. We might come out with a win with this. Might. No. I don't know. Oh, we just barely did it. Which just goes to show you how deadly Anubis really is. Even unevoed, he is a danger. And I still really want him. I haven't gotten him yet. It's very sad. He's one of the biggies I want to get. Atlantis, huh? So he's got a Demigorgon we'll probably lose, but we'll go ahead and challenge him anyways. See where we can get on the deal. Oh no, he's got a Skeletica too? Oh, forget it. It's over. You don't face a Demigorgon and a Skeletica and survive most of the time. It just doesn't happen usually. We're making a pretty good stand, but that was because of my Michael with the 7 out of 8 stone skin. And there she goes. Ah, that's why. Anubis, Skeletica, Demigorgon, and Golem. What a deadly combination right there. A healer, a super killer, and 2 absolutely terrifying douchebags that will just destroy you in your tracks. And if you're wondering, yes, Demigorgon and Skeletica are absolutely horrendous to go against, even if they're just sitting on a base. I've faced them in Fortress Feud so many times, it's just, it's a nightmare. You kind of cringe when you see them on the board. Let's get through all this here. I suppose I can give you guys some music, huh? Oh, it's not letting me play the music. Interesting. Maybe I turned it off. There we go. Oh. It's on. Weird. Maybe it's just taking the audio directly to the broadcast. I'm sure that's what's going on. Okay. As you can see, I kind of cap off at about a level 16. I can take on level 17, but it's like a 50-50. But I 100% guarantee 16. So I just go straight to it. And it's kind of nice, you know, you get your HB up, which is honor badges for those of you that don't know. Honor badges are a currency for the game. And what you use them for is upgrading your heroes In certain cases, like Team Here Be Monsters and Team Dungeons, you can build up your walls, and that requires a little bit of honor badges. But mostly you try to use it to upgrade your heroes. And they also have gold and mana, but more or less those are just for show. They don't really use them too much for anything, besides donations during Castle Crisis, which is this here, this big blue face on the bottom screen, right here. And, you know, you got Imster, Avaricifer, and Ember Army. And, you know, under Avaricifer is where you donate, so you can donate your golden mana there. But for the most part, it's pretty worthless unless you're buying spells all the time to raid. In which case, then you kind of need it. Now, me personally, I maybe only spend like... Oh, let's see here. You figure 10 to 15 minutes, maybe not even. 10 to 15 minutes for each time I come on the quest board. I hit the quest board maybe 3 times a day and maybe a half an hour to 45 minutes in the morning. So I may be on this phone game for like hour and a half a day, if that, and that's usually extensive. Mornings I usually roll through them pretty quickly, but since I've been broadcasting lately, it takes a little bit longer with you guys. But I don't mind, you know. Gets me doing something a little different here. Playing by myself gets pretty boring, so talking to myself makes it a little easier. Yeah, these guys, they got a leg up on us on the right of way, but that's a lot of people like to throw all their spells down almost immediately, and I'm a big person to say don't do that. Do not do that. It's a waste of understanding for timing. So, no matter what you do, your timing will always be a little off, but if you do it in the right ways, you could probably get things to work out in your favor. Oh no, Anubis is out. Never mind. We lost that one. He got out of the windstorm. Or ice storm, I should say. That's okay. See how there's a gunslinger here? I'm going to trap her down with my ice storm. We'll pop out that to get people moving, and then throw the rest of it down. But I didn't throw it all down immediately. I took my time. And the point of that is your ice storm isn't going to last forever. See, like that? You could only walk into so much. And that's not to show you that it's perfect. It's to show you that if you wait, you can actually draw people away from their areas. And I'll show you what I mean. And now they're all close and huddled together. And we put a speed boost on them. And even though they had a Demogorgon, we were able to take them out real easily. And that's just because of how we timed it out. Now, if we threw the ice storm down, and then we popped everything else off right away, there might be a chance where the Demogorgon survived just long enough to be able to do damage to you while the shield is off. Like, just as it's coming down. In which case, everything you did was just pointless, you know. Let's see if we can get away with this. At least a little bit of this. Come on, rob it out. Get some of that gold. Ooh. Oh, we didn't get any of it. We're just coming up short-handed here. Gold is also one of the hardest things to find for currency as you're raiding, because a lot of people never have it lying around, and it just gets to be a big hassle trying to keep buying spells over and over again. So here's what we're going to do. We'll drop an auto shield right down. We'll drop our guys down, and then we'll drop a speed boost. and it'll wipe these guys clean. Boom. Real fast. But these guys were low leveled, so I knew it was going to be pretty quick and easy. I probably didn't even need the speed burst, to be honest. But I don't like to play games when it comes to I don't like to chance it when it comes to getting a good amount. See, we got 1 million gold right there. That's going to help me out. That's going to clear our quest board. It's going to make sure we have enough gold for anything else we need down the road. Let's clear out everything here. This hasn't always been here, this feature of sweeping. And this is a nice little addition as well. You actually pop this to see which hero that you're putting the experience on and how close he is to the next level before you waste your experience. So that's actually kind of a nice thing, considering this game is all about how you use your resources. And the average is somewhere between 600,000 and 1 million. That's kind of where I get my average of experience out of that. But the sweep feature wasn't always there. At one point in time, and I'm not kidding, guys, you literally had to go through 3 minutes for every set. And if you look in here, there's a set a total of 6 that you can do at one time as a full bar. So if you have 6 chances at 3 minutes apiece, you're already up to 20 minutes. And that's just starting your day. You know, you open the game and you're like, oh great, I gotta waste 20 minutes trying to get this experience. Just not even clearing the quest board, just clearing this little area for Here Be Monsters. But it's fun, you know, it gets interesting. If you guys want to see what it looks like, we can open one up and I'll show you how terribly horrifying they can be. Let's get the right heroes on the board though. Yes, but no. We want a PD. Yes, yes, yes. For the most part, all yes. Well, we'll try it with that. I feel like I could have a better setup, but that's okay. And here we go. This isn't a Here Be Monster base setup. This is just a regular setup base. You'll find out as you play more. The base setup that you use does matter, especially for Here Be Monsters and stuff like that. We got through a couple waves here. We still managed to stay alive pretty good, but I feel like we're going to get hit pretty hard pretty soon, which is right now. Who's going to die? Oh, how about that? Did everybody survive? I think they did. Here comes the tough one. No, people are dying. It's over. Just comes in and wipes. So you can see that they spawn in different locations on the board. It's random, but they group up and there's 5 waves and the last wave always has a huge boss. And the higher you get in the letters, the worse it gets for you, in general. But it's still fun, you know. Every once in a while, you got to go back and test the waters to see if you're stronger. Like there, I just went all the way up to level 5 without even breezing a sweat. So tomorrow I'm probably going to spend some time on Here Be Monsters to get that up to maybe AB or AC, depending on what that goes up to. Maybe we'll get that moving a little bit. We don't have any good events happening right now. Oh, hey, spend gems for pack. Which is a worthless one because we already have all of these heroes. And most free-to-play players will already have this. But we'll still buy her. Smashing Pumpkin trial card. Alright. What do they got for sale today? I love this. You can only buy each pack 5 times. So, so it's literally saying there's people out there who are buying 5 $100 packs just to get heroes like Skeletica and Demogorgon. And for those of you who don't understand quite yet why they're so deadly, hang on a second, I want to look at this. Nope, nothing important. Take a look at these heroes. You got a little book at the bottom here, this purple book. It shows you all the heroes that they have and all their skills and traits. So we open Skeletica and read this. Removes buffs, deals 120% attack damage, plus 8,000 fixed damage to all enemy targets in an area. Okay. Hero regains HP equal to 35%. So it heals itself based on its damage, which is huge. And it's immune to coma, fear, energy, reduction effects, and attacks. So basically, you can't scare it away. And it's got fast recovery. But then we're going to take it up to level 10. When it's all maxed out, 40,000 fixed damage and deals 420% attack damage. And that's not even considering the fact that it removes all the buffs from your heroes. So you got a buff on it, it's taking it off instantly. The healing is still the same, but 35% of 40,000, well, 35% of 420% attack damage, whatever that comes out to be, is a decent amount to make sure that you're going to have trouble with that. So then we'll take a look at Demogorgon, and he's pretty similar. As you can see here, he strikes 5 random foes 3 times over 2 seconds, dealing 720% attack. So you can see his attack's a little bit higher in percentage, but he also does not have healing on him. So that's the big difference between the two. That and the striking 5 random foes. But 5 random foes versus an area of wherever the enemies are is little to no difference when you watch it happen. Let's see here. Immunity to damage from attacks, and increases critical rate by 96% for 4 seconds. Now, critical rate up by 96%. That's where all that damage really comes from. It just really holds down there. And he's also immune to stun and fear. Now, this one actually has a high cooldown, 5 seconds, and say medium, I guess. But either way, he's a force to be reckoned with, but he's also one you almost have to pay to get. So, and we've got almost a full bar there, but we're going to skip that for now because I'm going to do some of that later. Let's get the Lost Realm cleared out. Now this little area here, they have not done much with this Lost Realm. It's just to get crystals red and blue, which obviously are another currency that they set into effect, but red crystals help you upgrade heroes, as well as infusing the same type of crest together. So when you want to upgrade your crests from a level 1 to a level 2, you've got 4 different types of crests for a setting. You've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so you've got 4 crest spots. And when you get 4 crest number 1s, you can combine them all together. I think it's for like 600 red shards. And then it turns them into a level 2. Now, if you think about that, just to get a level 5, you have to have 16 number 1s to get 1 level 2. You have to have 16 level 2s to get number 3, and 16 level 3s to get number 4. And that's just the procession of the level of the crest, not the spot of the crest, because you got spots for the crests, which I'll actually back out and show you here. Okay, so we go into a hero, and you see there's 4 spots for crests. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's just the division of crest. It has nothing to do with the level. The level of crests, like you see level 1 here, right? And then we grab another different one here, level 3. So the 3 marks that we have had 16, 32, what's 32 plus 16? 48. We've had 48. No, it's just around 60, I think. No, not 60. What would that be? My math is all messed up right now. It's too early in the morning for me. Okay, you need 16 of the first crest to get one of the second crests. You need 16 of the second level crests to get one of the third level crests. And 16 of the third level crests to get one of the fourth level crests. And again, 16 of the fourth to get one of the fifth level crest. And that becomes such a massive amount of red shards in the end that I think it's some over 100,000 shards you need to put into getting one single level 5 crest. And I barely, if you look in my stockpile here, I barely have level 5 crests. And part of that's my fault. 3 months in, I sold a bunch of crests off and didn't realize what I had done until afterwards. But it takes a while to get those up. So make sure you stay on Lost Realm if you do get on this game, because you need to get those crests built up. They're important. Okay, back to Lost Realm. Let's clear out the demon. We don't really have to care what his real background is, because my team is set up to take all of them out in this particular area. Yay, victory! Okay. Let's go get some red crystals, huh? The nice thing about when you face off with the demons in this is that you get 500 to 1100, even 1500 red crystals at a time every time you defeat one of those demons, which is a huge difference than 34 to 74 red crystals per time that you fight one of these little guys. And if you see a question mark on the board, always open that up. Whether or not you want to open the treasure trove, that's kind of your choice. It depends on how many blue crystals you have. But if you spend your time, you have enough keys, if you just spend all of your time opening chests and you just continue to open those, you'll usually pop up enough demons to earn more red crystals in that day than if you would just face a bunch of little guys like you see on the board here. Now, they did recently, a few weeks to a month back now, add an update where they started having some higher-end devoed heroes inside of the Lost Realm, which is kind of nice. It gives them a little difference, but at the same time, this is still a really boring section of the game, and all it is about clicking and pushing, because the strategy behind this is little to none when you get to a certain might. When you start evoing your heroes, and all of a sudden you've got more evoed heroes than non-evoed heroes, at that point, Lost Realm becomes a lost concept on most people just because of how boring it gets. That's kind of like Destiny. A lot of people loved Destiny, and I'm willing to admit it. I loved Destiny, but the grinding on that game was so obnoxious that it was hard to keep going. It was one of those so consistent and needing to be on almost every day of the week just to try to keep up with the rest of the people. And then there's the level advantages that they say weren't enabled during the Crucible, but we all know that was a big joke when other people would have certain guns that would just destroy you because, you know, they'd be built for stuff like that, especially when you'd come out of Trials. And Trials was nothing but sweaty palm people hanging onto the edge of their seat hoping that they can get another perfect. I mean, it was just, Destiny was kind of all over the place. They had a good situation. They couldn't really put a good storyline together and complete it. Like, the story is good, but they couldn't tie off the strings. They just didn't have the power in them to do that. And I think this one's already been used up, so we're going to leave that there. That only happens every couple of days or so. And we want a couple hundred fame. Fame is important, guys. Always collect your fame. For the rest of my guild, hey everybody. How's it going? Good morning. Happy New Year and all that junk. I know you guys have been wanting me to get some videos up here, and I'm finally doing them, so now you can't tell me I'm not doing them. Well, let's see here. I'm going to share a little trick to most of you if you don't already know this. With Lost Battlefield, if you want a good chance at a great start, you want to take it easy on one round. And this is just for getting your first 1,000 plus event. Okay, because it's really hard to get over 1,000 in this without being completely devoed with some power-ups, you know. But you see, you got 5 chances a day, and what you do is you get about 7 days total until the season ends, and each day you get 5 chances. Well, roughly when you span it out, people average somewhere between 800 to 1,000 when they try to just do it the normal way. But the way I do it is I hang back, and I only get 600 points. And that puts me in the 400 marker for getting gems, which is good enough for me at that point. But then, when the season restarts, and you are on the very first part of the day, you got to do it early in the morning, because if you do it late at night, it's not going to work. But when you come on in the morning, and you open up your Lost Battlefield, and you see all your new chances, you'll also see 9, 8, 7, 600, for the rank on these guys. And the number is merely correlated with their season points, right? Now, because of that, you end up facing some, let's say I finished off at 650. The people on my board will either show, like, maybe 1 or 2 of them on the right side will be 0 to 100, while the 3 on the left will be somewhere between 550 and 750. And you want to attack the 750 or the 550 to 750 guys. And the reason being is that you'll get a huge spike in points. You get like 70 points on some of them. And that just gives you such a bump. You end up with about 300 points on the first day alone. And it's a 7-day event. So if you end up with 300 points on the first day, you barely have to average about 30 points per chance of a win until the end of the season. Excuse me. To be able to get over 1,000 points. So there's a little niche if you need to work on trying to get past 1,000 yet. I know it can be a little hard. Let's see here. Get Grimfiend in there. It's good enough for now. Oh, I'm thinking we could probably get away with this. Nope. Doesn't look like that's going to work out in our favor. So why don't we come out from this side? And what's going to happen here is he's going to get up to these vaults. And we're going to drop over here. Nice. All right. Next one. What we got? Sanaboom, Druid, Skull Knight, Cupid. And him, he's kind of worthless. I forget his name right now. Drakax, I think. He's not much of a hero at this point. I hear he can be used in Lava 4, but not somebody I'm willing to invest a ton of time into right now. Just because if the only thing he can do is Lava 4, I've got plenty of other people on the list that can do just that. So, okay, we'll We'll try to face the stronger teams first. Did we lose a Dread Drake? Oh, we just never put him in. No wonder we weren't able to get him on that first shot. That's kind of understandable now. He'll head left. Dread Drake's gonna take the aggro. Nice. Good timing on that one. Oh, okay. I see. Okay. Now this one we gotta be a little bit careful on. We got Lil Nick there. And right next to him is the little BA buddy, Anubis. So hopefully we can draw them off a little bit. Well, okay, we'll test the waters a little bit. There's a little opening right over here behind this town hall, so we're going to drop them in and see if we can catch them on surprise. Their little Nick is going to give us a little crap, so hopefully Ares can pop off the right special at the right time for the right person. Which I think... Whoa! Oh, that was close, guys. Almost took half my crowd out for that one. No, that's going to end up in a bad way. So we're going to try to come over here like this. Problem is Anubis. Anubis gets in the mix and he just drops the hammer. Literally. Nope, we don't want to have PD leading because I'll tell you what, he's going to die. No matter what you do, he's a very squishy hero. You don't lead with PD. There we go, we got some opening. I don't think we got Anubis in time. But we did have an opening, so here's what we're going to do. Let's take somebody slow and drop him in. Since he's Golem, he can self-heal. He's going to walk up real slow. If we're lucky, Anubis will draw out because of him. Well, if at the very least we can get him, I'll be happy. Hang in there, guys. We got her. We got her. Oh, no. Anubis. So deadly. No, we're going to lose it. Come on, it's one guy. Look at that. God, what a wrecking crew. One dude holds up all those guys. Just so strong. Well, let's see if we can walk in on these guys here. Wow. Oh, jeez. We're just letting them walk all over us now. Maybe we'll just space this one out. It's not always a good idea to go up front and brutal. I'm only doing it because, you know, I'm kind of a stronger player these days, which means I have the option to do that. But it's never a good idea to be up front and blunt about stuff. You want to be tactical and smart, which is not what I'm doing right now. Alright, so we're going to come in on this side because that's where Dread Drake is, and we don't want the tree to to revive Dread Drake at the last second. So we're going to take him out right away and then come over. And it's one of those games, you guys, the more you play, the funner it is. You know, it just takes some time to get into and understand all the mechanics of it. and really get down to the real fun part of it. So he's got this opening, and it's bait. We all know it's bait. He's probably got some bombs sitting there waiting for me. There's Mech Tessa in there as a 160, but when we drop Michael down here, Ares is going to pop off almost immediately. Valentina is sitting right in front of me, and she will likely try to start some crap and cut Ares off. But because we're going to be so close to her when we drop, she'll probably die off right away. So, as long as we can get her to come out a little bit more. Come out of your corner. There you go. Ooh. Oh. Jeez, we even lost Michael out of that one. So we fell for the bait. Didn't really make her. But that's alright. We got plenty of strategy here. We don't need to kill him full frontal. Most part, we can probably do this from a distance. And voila. Oh, that was a tough one, though. That was a tough one. Lost some guys on that. Let's just make sure we don't have anybody detrimental. He's got Little Nick. As long as he doesn't have War God on him, we should be alright for the damage. Yep, barely doing any damage. My Dread Drake has a War God on it myself. I prefer him that way. That way he's doing more damage to the people in a far distance. Dread Drake is kind of a tank, but not really. You know, he can do really good damage from a distance, but he's not someone you want to put in front of everybody else. You can. I've seen him with a stone skin, and he can last forever. I've seen it. But I would still rather face a Skull Knight off against a Dread Drake any day. And that probably has to do something with bias. I've always been a fan of Skull Knight. He is just BA to the extent. And I think we're gonna plop you down, and come in like this. Come on. We're losing some guys. There we go. We only got a couple more to get through, so hopefully we don't get any super BAs. We'll come on this side, see if we can catch them off guard a little bit. Valentina's got a full stack on her. Golem's gonna hit. Nice. Nice. Last one. Santa, Dread Drake, Lil Nick. This guy's looking like he's gonna be kinda tough. Let's see what he does for damage on his Lil Nick. See how much he took off right there? So he's actually got some heavy hitter stuff on him. Wow. Just mayhem and death. Yeah, Lil Nick, he's still a beast. He is still a little beast if you got a War God on him for a talent. He's just still really powerful from a distance. And then when he gets his proc off, it's not exactly good either, so let's draw some guys out. Alright, we got this one in the bag. Sweet. And that's pretty much it for the day, guys. I'm going to do some more stuff on and off throughout the day. There's really no point for me to do a 5-minute video of me just clearing some stuff out. But we can go through some things here I can show you. So, you got the armory here, which you get these Aether rocks, but if you wait for them to build up on their own every day, completely worthless. You're never going to get anywhere. You have to invest books. Gotta happen. All right? When you get to that point, and you open equipment, you'll get into your heroes here, and you'll have to level them up, like Phantom King here. I'm almost done with him. I need to level him up. So I'm going to bring him up. Well, what's he need? 500, no. 443,000? No. 33,000? 433,000. So let's get 440,000. All right. So we come back to the armory's equipment, go into Phantom King, we leveled it up. And now we get to augment. And all that means is you need one of these and 2 replacement heroes. So you need 2 copies of Phantom King, or you need 10 of these Oath tablets. And, you know, that costs fame, just like this little blue one, but I got one because it came in an event. But that's just the deal, right? This is where all of your time is going to be really soaked up, is trying to get fame. Because fame is the hardest currency to get, but it's also the most important. Now, when you get to that point that you've upgraded and you've obtained... So, first you have to evolve. Then when you evolve, your heroes show up here. You obtain their special weapon or skill or trait. When that happens, once you get up to level 20 and you've leveled them up enough, you open them up, and then you get traits, which you can change with merits. And when you hold on to too many of them at a time, you have to start changing with gems. So you notice I got 2 level 5s and 2 level 4s, and that's why I'm holding on to them. But if I were to drop all of those and unlock them, so you got the lock button there. If I were to unlock all of those, then it would just be 300 merits. But I would only get a chance of getting 1 through 5. So, it's kind of one of those pros and cons kind of deal. In the end, what you want is to max out everything on your heroes. So, the best thing you can do is spend the gems when you have them. But remember to save up for specific things. So, if you want to get a certain hero out of gem rolling, save up, 3,000 to 6,000 gems. I suggest that you don't spend them all in the same day. I have better luck when I do 600 to 700 to 900 gems a day for like 3-4 days than I do if I spend 6,000 gems in one day. And that seems to be kind of everybody's same consensus on my guild. But I say, when you're going to do stuff like this and you're starting to focus on the armory and getting this stuff leveled up, save gems and then change with gems. You'll get much better luck. You'll get what you want. You won't have to hold on to things. You just keep changing them with gems. Well, you'll have to lock them up, but the point is that you'll make sure that you're getting higher levels and you'll not waste that money and time. But then, they added certain things like Destiny here, this little blue crystal on the bottom of your screen where you get to increase their level using these new karmic rocks, which apparently is just an awesome way to increase your hero, but we're not quite there yet, so I'm not going to focus on that just yet. I'm interested, but not enough to go out of my way to find out. Oh, he's new. And just for some fun here, let's throw out a guild invite to anyone that wants to join. Anybody who's watching the videos, if you actually want to join the guild, Stats Empire and Castle Clash, Generally, we only accept 20,000 might or higher, but I will make an exception if you're an active player. The only thing we care about is activity, and if you're growing, I'm more than content with whatever you do as long as you commit to the events that we need. So for our guild, we require that you have to do Guild Wars. Every time it comes up, you're required to participate. Now, we understand that shit happens and you can't always make it. So if you have to miss one, you have to miss one, you know. But we really try to press that you need to do it. Because if you think about it, Guild Wars only maybe takes about 5 to 10 minutes a day. And Guild Wars only happens every Sunday and Thursday. So it's twice a week for 24 hours of the day that it's on. So you've got 24 hours, 12 to 12, to get 5 chances taken care of. Each chance maybe takes you about 1 to 2 minutes of guesswork and figuring it out. So let's say 15, 20 minutes you spend on Guild Wars. But if you have 5 chances, you only have to do one of those chances every couple of hours, you know, spaced out over the day. So if you can't fit those 5 chances in 24 hours, either you're not trying to play the game or you're purposely trying to avoid playing for the guild. So it's one of those things where you kind of have to join a guild to get anywhere in this game, and you have to help your guild. It's all about making sure that everybody's on the same page and working towards the same goal. I know my guild needs a little work on torch battles. We don't really require it yet, but we do need work on it. We need to start working on boss number 2, boss number 5 for challenge number 2, because that's one thing my team has yet to finish up. So I'd really like to get that one down. And it looks like nobody was on yesterday for the boss battle. In which case, I don't really care about boss battles too much. I get enough honor badges as it is, so it's not like a big rush for me. But anyways, that's Castle Clash for the day. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Have a good one. Feel free to follow me or subscribe or whatever the tidbits of information gives you for options as you look around the buttons on your screen. And have a nice one, I guess. Later.